And we are live. Let me see if I can find this in Facebook so I can see anybody chatting there. It may take a second for it to connect. Let's see. Facebook is so weird sometimes. Gonna give it a minute for some people to hop on. We're a couple of minutes early. There's the live. There we go. All right. Hey, Shirley. I just got my Facebook up so I could see chat. Alright guys, I am going to play the intro. Hey Creative Living, and let me play the intro. We're going to get started. Hey Penny, hey Debbie, hey Louise, Pam, good to see you guys. Today we are going to be starting our series. This is the first in the series, but we are starting our Freebie Friday designs. And what we're going to do is we're going to be taking a look at recently added images, featured images, free for the week images, things like that, or maybe even here and there a Make It Now project. Even though I do those on Thursdays, we may slip one of those in on Fridays as well if we get overwhelmed with requests. So today we're going to be making, and all the things that you see will be splash screens like you see right now, advertising these in the featured post on Facebook in the groups. But they will have a date and the times will be on there, and it's going to be something different each week. Okay, so this is going to enable you seasoned veterans of Designspace to help others that are just beginning and maybe freshen up and hone your skills in Designspace as well. So it's going to help them learn how to group, weld, slice, all those kind of things. So let's go ahead, and I want to pop over and say thank you to my moderators and thank you to all of my supporters on Ko-fi, YouTube channel members, and to my Patreon supporters. Couldn't do any of this without you guys. Thank you so very much. So let's take a look. I want to make sure that you guys know how to enter the giveaway, because we have a new giveaway in March, and I'll pop over there and show that to you here in just a second. But it's very important, because without this step, you cannot win the giveaway. You have to do this, okay? And the reason I do it this way is so it's on the up and up. It's fair and square. It is Cricut sponsored. They supply the prizes for you guys, and I eliminate myself from the drawing so it's fair and square to everybody. So I use Rafflecopter to do that. So when you come onto my site, this is what you're going to see. And if you want to sign up for mystery box notifications, so when those mystery box pop in, you'll get an email notification, and you will see it in the groups as well. That way you won't miss it if you're not in front of your computer. You'll have your phone with you, and you'll get it on your email, things like that. So you can sign up for that there. You can close that out. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, you can do that right here or here on the bar. But right here, Cricut giveaway, this is what we're looking for. You have to be registered, or you have to log in if you are registered. If you're not registered, come over and register, or just log in. And I'm just going to log in really quick so that you guys can see the page. And let me get rid of that. You'll have an account page for everything you have access to. If you're not a supporter, you won't have access to a lot of these files. You'll have access to the freebies, YouTube, all of that kind of stuff. And then the Cricut giveaway. So when you click on that, you'll be brought to this page, and it's going to tell you how many winners we're going to have that month and how many prizes. So we have 2 prizes this month and 2 winners. So one person's going to win the Explore 3, and one person is going to win the Bright 360 table lamp. Okay? And here is your challenge. It explains what you need to do. And right here, this is very, very, very important right here. You're going to log in with your Facebook or use your email. If you don't get it to pop up, check your pop-up blockers. Make sure that you don't have a pop-up blocker on, or if you get a message, you need to allow it, because this is Rafflecopter that needs access to show you the screen. And I'm going to log in, and I'll just have Rafflecopter disqualify me if I accidentally enter. So here is where you're going to post your St. Patrick's Day project, Cricut project, and you're going to do that in the Cricut Crafting with April group, or you're going to do that in the Cricutmakerprojects group. You can do a standalone post, just post as you normally would, or you can post it on the featured post where I have this splash screen that says Explore 360 hashtag. You have to include that hashtag, because I'm going to be showing the winner's project on YouTube. So I have to have that. You have to do that project. And once you've done that, you're going to come in here and you're going to tell me if you posted it in Cricut Maker Projects group by putting CMP, or if you did it in the Cricut Crafting group, you're just going to type CC, and then that way I can find it. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know anything else. Once you've done that, you're going to click on Enter, okay? And then once you've done that, you can go in and it's going to open up bonus entries. There you can get extra entries. So instead of getting whatever, I think it's 5 entries, yes, 5 entries for doing this, you're going to get extra entries. So you could end up with 10 or 20 entries instead of 5 to increase your chances. So if you want to do them, but they're not required. They are not required. Okay? So I had a couple people message me and they weren't sure what to do. I want to make sure that you guys know exactly what you need to do to enter. Just those 2 things. Post your project in the group with the hashtag Explore 360, and then come over here and log in on this. And once you do, it will tell you how many entries you have. You see that 0 of 20? I have 0 entries of 20 possible. So you can get up to 20 entries into it. 5 just for doing step 1, and then there's 15 bonus entries. Okay? You have 19 days to enter, so guys, jump over there and do that. Does anybody have any questions about how to enter the giveaway? If you do, don't hesitate to ask me. I am happy to walk you through it. Not a problem at all. Hey, Frida. Hi, Lisa. Lisa Cook is with us on Facebook. So, anytime you have any questions on any of this, guys, or you can't find it, let me know and we'll help you out. Super easy. And it just has to be your, in order to post your project, it has to be a St. Patrick's Day inspired. It has to either be a Cricut DesignSpace Access image that you've cut, or you have to have used a Cricut material in your photo. That's what we need. So today, we're going to jump over here now, and we are going to cover... Oh, and there's the giveaway screen. I wanted to make sure. This is what it looks like in the group. Just like that. That's the post you're looking for if you want to put it on the post instead of standalone. Hey, Kathy Ann. Kathy Ann was one of last month's winners, guys. Kathy Ann won last month. So make sure you're jumping in there. You're working on a design for a St. Patrick's Day wreath, Shirley? Cool. So let's go and let's talk about some things in DesignSpace. I've got my canvas open here, and I am just going to click on images. So when I click on images, it brings up this page here. I am on 7.3.95. There is an update that is just rolling out this week, so if you don't have it, you will be getting it. Okay, so don't worry, you will get it. And it will look just like mine. So once we're over here, you have featured, recently added, free for the week, and image sets, as well as sorted out by occasions. But what we're going to work on is highlighted categories. And we're going to go into the featured, and you can see that there are 119 featured images this week. Okay, these are the ones that they have put in here that they're showing us that are been recently added. A lot of fun stuff that they put in here. What did I say? 119 images. I love that little manatee. I love that. Let's see. This is cute too. Love this Labrador right here. There are a ton of things that you can use, and you can use some of these images today. Now, when we start designing, I'm going to pick an image, and you can pick whatever image you want to work with, or you can follow along with me. So if you open up your design space and come over here, then you can pick the same images that I pick, and we will work on a project together. I will be sharing my project in the Cricut community if you want to just get my freebie project for today. But there are 119 images, love that sunflower too, in the featured images this week. So I'm going to go back to the category, and then recently added. In recently added, there are 529 new images that have recently been added to DesignSpace this week. Okay, and we're just going to scroll and look through here. I know I looked through earlier and I saw a couple things that I liked, and I'm going to grab one as we go through. But you can see I love that little umbrella. That would be cute with a little frog or something underneath it. Let's see. Love this flower. We had a bunch of the alphabet come in too. This is the letter J. There's a whole set, guys. So when you select these, you can go in once you've selected them, and you can look them up in image sets too. I love the way that it's all one layer, but it looks like it's 3D. I'm not going to put that in. I am going to be using this little flower today. I'm going to mark that as my favorite. And this is the potted flower, hashtag M3681046D. In case you guys didn't know, you can search for these in DesignSpace by putting the hashtag number in here, but you must put the hashtag in. You have to put it in and then put the image number, okay, when you search, and then it will just pop that flower up, okay. And I clicked on this, so it's put a green box around it. That's going to add it down here so that I can add it to my canvas. But we're going to keep looking. I mean, 529 images. That sunflower's in there too. That was one of the featured images. So they selected some of the out of here to put in the featured section. How fun are these? Now they've added some Hanukkah in here too. These are recently added. This is cool. Love these pandas. Bless off. Those are cute. But most importantly, one of the things that got added this week, if you are a Joy user, you're going to love these. There's so many images. I got to get down here to them. Let's see. I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here. It's still loading. But the Cutaway Cards, I have a lot running, so my design space is a little bit slow right here when it's searching. But the cutaway cards, guys, if you've got a Cricut Joy and you haven't tried those yet, you have to try them. They are awesome. Hi, Beverly. There we go. Loaded some more here. And am I there yet? Don't think I'm there yet. I'm getting there. I love these for tags or for the back of cards. Tags for shirts. Handmade with love. This is a cool cartridge right here, or image set, I should say. Right here, this is you can view the whole image set. If it has more than one image in there, you can view that. But right here, look, this is where they start with the cutaway cards. I love you cutaway card. I don't want to click on it. Lots of them. Here's another one for cutaway. Now, if you don't have a Joy, guys, you can still use these images. You can still use them. You don't have to have a Joy to use them. You can slice them right out of a card. Not a problem. Super easy. You can slice it or attach it. Here's some more. Handmade with love. Behind every small business is a family. Thank you for shopping green. Lots of business ones added. Here's another cutaway. And another one. Gracias. The clouds and hearts, I think those are cute. Now, what's unique about these guys is it's going to cut out those hearts, but those clouds are foil, or you can use a pen to draw them. That's what this is right here. So there are lots of fun images inside that they add every week, okay? Every week. In a Brother CM350. Yeah, Debbie, I mean, I'm starting to use mine for a lot more than I used to for cutting quick little vinyl or quick little bitty iron-ons. I love it for that. But then we got these cutaway cards, and I got to play with those before they came out to you guys. And I was like, oh man, this is really cool. It's quick and it's easy. So I really like it. So lots of fun images in here. I apologize, my dogs are barking. I think I have a delivery. Tons of stuff in here though. Love this. This is going to be a gorgeous cutaway card. Now you can do this again if you have your Maker or Explorer and you have the foil tools. You can do this. It's going to foil all of this in between and then cut this other out. And then you can put in a card behind it, a panel behind it to give it that extra color. But with the cutaway cards, it's so stinking easy. It's unbelievable. These cut and paste and celebrate. This is I just did a card using the carrots that he did. Or let me see if I can pull that up. This is his profile or her profile. Cut, paste, and celebrate.com. They have a ton of cute images, and I just did a Easter card using their images. So make sure that you're checking out all of these recently added images, guys. And then Free for the Week. Now, Free for the Week has fallen a little bit behind. I don't know why, but they are aware of it. There haven't been any Free for the Week added in a little while, unless they've added them down below. I think these were just added right after Melody passed away. So there have been a few that were added, but these were all in there previously. And we ask about it with the product experts. We ask about it, so they are aware. I think they're working on that. But there are still a ton of free images in here, guys. You got 2,248 free images that you can cut. Okay, so lots of stuff in there. This is my favorite. Little cutie one. Little peeping cutie. Alright, and then you have down here image sets. And these are all of the image sets. And you can just see these are the new ones that just got added. The cutaway cards. All of these were just popped in. So make sure you're taking a look at all of that. Now you saw that I added that flower, and I'm just going to add that to the canvas. because that's the image that we're going to work with and create an edge card today. Now, there are several ways to create edge cards, and you can use lots of images, and how your card's going to look depends on the image that you choose. So in order to do this, and I'm just going to bring this over to the side for a second, the first thing you want to do is go into shapes. I can't get used to that swap there. They swap them around on us. And we're going to grab a square first thing. And you need to decide what size you want your card. Now, I'm probably going to do this because of the shape of this image and the height of it. I'm looking at its height. It's 6 inches high and 2 inches wide, and that's good. But I want to do like a 5x7 card. I can shrink this down and do a smaller card. You can do it that way as well. So let's go ahead and make it for joy cards instead of a 5x7. Let's do a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to make my height 5 1/2, and I have my handle unlocked here, and you can unlock it here as well. And then 4 1/2, 4.25 I should say, is going to be the width. But we have to have a fold in there, so that we actually have to double that. So it would be 8.5. And that's going to give us our card base. And I'm just going to change this up here a little bit. And I'm going to change my canvas just to make it easier for you guys to see, I think. And get rid of that grid. Okay, so here we have our card base, and here we have our card. And the first thing I want to do is take my image. I want to leave it grouped, and I want to create a couple of offsets for it. Yeah, mini slimline is fun for these too. It is. But slimlines can be, you have to be careful with slimlines because you have to watch your shape because it could get too wide for your folded card. That's the only thing with those. So I know that I want my image to be 5 1/2 inches tall. So I'm going to make this 5 inches, a 1/2 inch shorter than what my card is. Okay? Just going to bring that to the front. A 1/2 inch shorter. The next thing I want to do is create an offset or shadow layer, some people like to call it. And I'm going to make that 0.125. And the reason I'm making that 0.125 is because it's going to add that shadow layer all the way around the card. And it's actually going to be adding, you can watch the height change to 5 1/2 because it's adding 1/8 of an inch at the top and 1/8 of an inch at the bottom. So we are going to split that in half, and you can see that if I click, oops, you actually have to save it, April, 0.125, and then apply. Oops, it did me a 1/2 inch. Don't want to do that. I want 0.125. Doesn't want to change. There we go. It was stuck. And apply. Hopefully that has it. Nope, still didn't do it. My offset would give me an issue now. It is still in beta, guys, so give it kudos. It will work. There we go. I think. Maybe. No. He doesn't want to play fair. Let me force reload here. Let me save. I am going to do a force reload on my design space. We're going to save it. And keep in mind too, I have a ton of stuff running. As a matter of fact, yep, I just stopped it. I had a backup kick in. That was part of my problem. You can't see this, but I'm going to the top of my window, and I'm going to view, and I'm clicking force reload. And when I click force reload, it's going to reload my design space. You want to make sure you save before you do that, or you will lose your saved images. There we go. So now let's click offset and let's change this to 0.125 and apply. Hopefully that has it. And you can see now that it's my shadow layer is 5.25. Even though I added 1/8 of an inch because it added 1/8 at the top and 1/8 at the bottom. Then I'm just going to click this and I'm going to do another offset and I'm going to leave that at 125 and apply. So now I have my second offset and that one is at 5.5, which is the exact height of my card. I'm just going to select the two. We're going to align, center vertically, and then we're going to align to the right. Okay? Align to the right. And then you're going to, while they're both selected, you're going to click on slice. Don't move anything at this point. Do not move anything. Yeah, it would work better, Louise. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible for any beginners that we have. Because sometimes it will leave holes in there as well. So without moving anything, I am just going to hide that piece. And I'm going to hide this piece. I'm in right here in my layers panel. My sliced pieces. And then I'm left with this. And it looks kind of weird. But we're going to select that without moving it. And we're going to click contour. And we're going to get rid of those two bottom shapes right here. Or you can click hide all contour. Sometimes it will select your big piece to hide if you do that. And you just have to click off of it and click back on. So then you're going to be left with this. Now I'm going to come back into my layers panel and I'm going to unhide that piece, select the two, and weld. Okay? Now we have our shaped edge card. In our shaped edge card, you can see that my width is still 8.5 by 5.5, even though the shape of it has changed. Now I want to get a shape, and I'm going to grab a couple of shapes here. I'm going to get my square, and then I'm going to get my score line, so that I have both of those. I'm going to bring that in, and then I am going to bring in the score and make it 5.5. That is the height of my card. Okay? And enter. I'm going to select these two. We're going to align, center, and attach. So now I have my card base and it's ready to go. But I want to do a panel on here, so I'm going to arrange and bring this to the front. And I know that my panel, my card, when it's folded, is going to be 4.25 by 5.5, right? But I don't want to bring that edge to edge with the other card. I want my panel to be smaller. So I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off each side, which takes 1/8 of an inch around. And I am going to take off and make that 5.25. So that would be my panel size for whatever color that I wanted to make that. Okay, this is going to be my panel, but it doesn't match up, does it? It doesn't quite match. I'm going to duplicate that and I'm going to bring that down because we're going to use another square. We're going to do the same thing we did with this base, but we're going to use this piece. And in case some of you want that extra layer and you don't want this big panel, I'm just going to leave that there and duplicate it. We're going to do that and bring this piece in. It should be the same height and width. We're going to align to the right. And we're going to align center vertically. And while they're both selected, we're going to slice. Once it's sliced, we're going to hide the black image, the offset that we had. And we're going to hide our slice result. We're going to select this without moving it. Contour. Take out those two side pieces. We're going to unhide our slice result. We're going to weld. And now we have our little offset panel for the card. Okay? And then let me arrange and bring this to the front. You can bring this in. I'm just going to change the color. I don't like that color green on there. Let's see. I'm going to make this a darker green. There we go. So now you have your shaped edge card, and you can add your sentiment, whatever you want to add on this side. Now what happens if you want to write, and I'm just going to hide that in case you guys want it. It'll be there for you. So now that you have those, your card is all set up, but you want to write on the inside, this is the top of the card and where it's going to be in Designspace. The next thing you need to do is flip this horizontally. So now it's going to appear like this, like it doesn't fit, but we know that it does. I'm going to slide that over and bring this in, and then you can bring your sentiment in there. Okay, but what if you want to put a sentiment on the front too? This one is small enough that you can print and cut it. This one is also print and cuttable because it's within the 6.75 and the 9.25. So you can either write and draw or foil, or you can do print and cut with this card at this size. So you have lots of options. So let's go back to images, and maybe let's do Best Mom Ever. Let's see what we've got in here that we can use. And you can use your phrases too. Sometimes mine doesn't want to search unless I put a space behind it for whatever reason. So we've got lots of stuff here that you could use. I like this. This is cute. And so is this. I like them all. I think I'll go with... let's go with that one. It's free. See what we can do with it. Let it bring it in. Okay, so oh, that one's in white. Let's see. Let me change so I can see my canvas, so I can see everything a little bit better. There we go. Okay, that's like a ribbon or a tag. Don't want that. Just going to go with this. So we could bring this in and place that right there, select it, and flatten. Now, if I'm going to be using pattern paper, I'm going to change this to white because I might be using pattern paper on it, and flatten that. And now that one's ready for print and cut. Out of any paper that I want to use, I can use any color of paper or a pattern paper. If you have a Maker 3, if you have an Explorer 3, you may have to print on white paper, but you can do a printable there. And then you can layer this up on top of it. This is going to be a super cute card. Here you can do a color panel so that when this is folded over, let me just send that to the back. Arrange. Forward. What happened to my, there it is. Arrange, send that to the front. There we go. So let's say that I want to put a color panel on the inside so that this is peeping through when the card is folded. You can do that as well. Super easy and simple. I'm just going to kind of give you a visual here by blacking out the other side. I did it again. I want shapes. So once my card is made, if I want that front panel to have a little bit of color peeping through on that edge, I can do a panel for the inside of the card there. Okay? And that's what that would do. You can make it the full size, or you can bring that in, unlock it, and shrink it down. And you could even, I want to make that 5.25 high. And let's just go with 1.5 inches. So now I have a little panel to the inside of my card. so that when I put that on and it's folded, I have a little pop of color peeping through here, and you can change that to a print and cut as well. And put any kind of pattern paper you want on that edge behind your shaped edge. Super cute and super fun. And that's the way your card front would look. Just like that. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? We got the new text tool in 7.3, so when you click on text now, it just brings in this box. Notice the white box is gone, and you can just type in anything that you want. And you can change it to write, whatever you want. You can do the foiling. You can bring that in. We don't have that white box anymore. And so you can just bring that in and do any kind of alignment that you want on there and shrink that down and do your writing to the inside of the card. Now, if you're doing that little side panel, keep in mind of where your image is going, so that you're not overhanging and covering up, so you would have to slide this over slightly. Okay? Once you're happy with where it's located, attach it. Now your card base is ready to go. You can do this in a color panel. You can do this as a print and cut on any of your color paper or pattern paper, and then cut your flower like you want, and that goes on the front. I'm going to save this, and I don't like the way that I named it, or I have a typo. You can edit your project details. Let me fix that. And save. But I want to go down here, and instead of saving with anyone with the link, I want to say everyone, and that's going to put that in the Cricut community for everybody. And I'm going to finish that out there. Close it out. Now everything is ready. And if I go to my profile, the card should be in there. So if you search Crafting with April, you will find that card right there, so you can open it up and customize it and play with it any way that you want. So now let me go back and tell you what Louise was talking about. I want to go back. And what she meant is sometimes with your offset and it working, going wonky like it did on me, you can duplicate your image. Now I'm not going to save this portion in. You can duplicate the image so that you're not messing up your original, and just weld it. Just weld it and make one single image, and then you can go in there and create that offset, and sometimes it will give you a better result and work a little bit better for you instead of having to refresh and all the stuff that I did. I usually don't have any problem with it, but I know it's because I have YouTube open, Facebook open. I have a lot of stuff open and a lot of stuff going on, and it's kind of bogged me down. And then you can apply, and it makes it super simple and easy. Good tip, Louise. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? I'm just going to flip this back. Don't worry about the Mother's Day. That would be the back of the card. But if you don't want to do that panel here, you can do this panel just like this and put your flower image on top of that. Okay? So that's how that would look. Lots of things that you can do with these cards, guys. Tons of stuff. I'm just going to undo all that so I don't mess up the file for you guys. There we go. Does anybody have any questions? Any other design space questions? Anything that you want to see? Anything you need to know? Need help with? And again, you can use just about any image in Design Space. You don't have to use this flower. You can use just about any image. as long as you can make it the height that you need with your offsets. You just want to be careful that you're not covering the entire side of the card. You want to make sure that you're keeping it on this side of your score line. I mean, you can come all the way over and eliminate the need for a sentiment. If you have a bigger, wider image, you can do that too. But you just need to be careful in the images that you choose so that they fit your card size. And just in case anybody didn't know, whenever you see an asterisk up here at the top with your title, that means you've moved or changed something and you didn't save. If you save, that asterisk will go away. The version number, in case anybody missed that, Debbie found it, but the new version number is 7.3.95. It is rolling out. You should have it. It should come up anytime for you if you're on a desktop or laptop computer. And I know there's a little bit of lag. I want to make sure nobody has any questions. Okay, guys. I'm going to just close this out so that, well, I won't close it. I'll just minimize it. How about that? Next live will be Sunday. Sunday is when Cricut's new sale comes out. Yay, good. Happy that you're learning, Kathy Ann. That's what we're doing this for, so that everybody can learn something. The next live is going to be Sunday, and I go random times. I go live. It's not going to be the same every week. Whenever I get the sale, and I'm going to go in and review it and see what all is on sale, what I like, what my pick of the week is, and then we'll talk about how to use the group code and your access codes and get those discounts to get the most bang for your buck. And I will do those. They're going to be quick 15-20 minute lives every Sunday at random times. Is there any way to change to DesignSpace when you're working on an iPad? Yes, Kathy. If you're saving in the cloud and the computer, then when you go and leave your computer and go to your iPad, your project should be there without any issue. What you're going to do is from your computer go in and come over here to your settings. And in your settings, right here, cloud and computer, or cloud only. You can do that. Or I would never do just computer. It's not even an option here. But cloud only generally works just perfectly fine for me. But in the off chance that you lose your internet or whatever, for whatever reason, you don't have service where you are, but you do have electricity, then you could work offline. However, make sure that if you plan to work offline, if you plan or you think that the power is going to go out for whatever reason, that you log out of DesignSpace and you log back in so that you have a fresh login. Because if you go so many days without logging into DesignSpace, it will log you out automatically. And then you cannot work offline. You have to be logged in to DesignSpace when you go offline, or you cannot access anything that you have saved for offline use. Yes, Shirley is correct. If you create something on the computer and it has features that are not available on the iPad, it will not open. Some of those things are curved text. You do not have curved text on an iPad. It will not open. Print then cut will not open on an Android device. So you have to be careful and mindful of those things when you're creating your projects. If you plan to go to your Samsung tablet or you plan to go to your iPad, you need to make sure that what you are using in your project are compatible with your other devices. Okay? Because it will not open, as Shirley stated. It will not open at all. Also, another thing to be aware of if you're uploading and you're using your system fonts. If you have a font installed on your computer in your system fonts, let's just say for kicks and giggles that I used this Magnolia Sky font right here, and I saved it into this project, and then I go to my iPad, I'm not going to have that font. It's not going to be available unless I have installed that font on my iPad too, because installed fonts are per device and they do not follow the project, if that makes sense. If it's on your computer, then you have to open it on your computer if you've used that font, or it won't open, or if you've welded it and it's your image, it should be okay. If you weld it and try to share it, it won't share. If you don't weld it, it will revert it, or should revert it to a Cricut Sans font, back to a regular font. But if you have the font installed on the other device, it will open it. Yes, for yourself, Shirley. And we used to be able to weld a font. I could generally, the way that it used to work, I could take that and I could weld it. And even if you didn't have, because now it's a welded image, it became an image instead of a font, I could share that file with you. You can't do that anymore because now it is seen as an uploaded image. Okay? Just so you know. Because I have people say, hey, I can't open this file. And if you have a problem with any of my files on Patreon, if you're a Patreon supporter and it won't open, let me know. I will go in and take out that welded font and put something in its place so that you can customize it yourself. Because it won't open anymore if you have a welded system font in there. It'll open for yourself, just won't open for anybody else. Does that make sense? Hopefully they'll give us that option back, but I don't know. I don't know. And you might be able to do that, Shirley, on your own if it's welded. I haven't tried it since the updates. So as long as it's a Cricut font, possibly yes. Because it becomes an image at that point. But if you don't weld it, then no. Okay, good questions, guys. Alright, I want to say thank you again to all of my channel supporters who support me on YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube membership, you could grab one of those or simply subscribe. Subscribing is free. Please, please, please subscribe. Let's get our subscribers to 50,000. And thank you to all the Patreon supporters, Ko-fi supporters. Appreciate you too. And of course my moderators. They are awesome. And all of our members. I really love the way that you guys help jump on and encourage people on there who are getting frustrated with their Cricut and things like that. Love the way that you guys are supporting other members. Alright, so I will catch you guys on Sunday. And let's see, on Monday there's going to be a recorded tutorial for all of the supporters. I already got it in the works. Okay, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Please give a thumbs up, like, throw some hearts out there if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this after the live, please leave a comment down below. Let us know where you're from. Tell us how you like the video and the file. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great day. Happy crafting.